Can I do anything other than paying my debt? I sure can. It's not long until the night of the Seven Pyres. As you journey south, sun beats down like a hammer. Grandee unknown Lowls meets you at the gates of the city of Mirona. Glad you could make it, Your Highness. Welcome to Mirona. Beautiful place you have here. The whole city is excited to have you here, Your Majesty. The citizens cannot wait to see your pyre burn. You will provide the surrounding entertainment and arrange the event's spectacular climax. But first, which of the deposed gods' effigies do you want to be responsible for burning? The Lord of Darkness? An excellent decision, Your Majesty. Traditionally, the seventh god effigy is over 50 feet high and burned in the central square, usually attracting the biggest crowd. Now, what kind of entertainers will you be hiring to surround your pyre and impress spectators? The cheapest ones? I mean, these are like pennies compared to my debt. I'm gonna go with fire dancers. Wonderful choice, Your Highness. The fire dancers of the south are famed throughout the kingdom. You'll need more than that to draw a crowd. However, who else? Acrobats. Trapezing above the roaring frames, enough to even make a stone heart sing. Anything else? Man, that's enough. Calm down. Oh, the money. More money spending. Yeah. I mean, the debt collectors can't take it if I don't have it. Right? That's how this works. Work is not yet done, Your Majesty. You must decide on the pyre's spectacular climax. Sometimes we go with fireworks, but those are expensive. The black powder must be sourced all the way from Kurth. Less exciting alternative is to topple the effigy over like a falling tree. Let's see. A normal amount of fireworks. We'll be frugal, but it is the Force, so we're going to buy fireworks. Wonderful, Your Majesty. Your fire will culminate in a fireworks display, bringing the night sky alive. I will make the arrangements at once. See that you do. Soon the night of the Seven Pyres is upon you. The streets of Mirona are crammed with merrymakers as the royal stagecoach makes its way to the town square. The citizens greet you with cheers and tossed roses. The effigy of the seventh god towers over the rooftops, a 50-foot demon with fearsome horns. As it bursts into flames, out come your fire dancers and acrobats. I wait anxiously for the crowd's reaction. The fire dancers sway alluringly, spinning their flaming torches. Overhead, acrobats glide above the flames like doves. The crowd applauds, delighted in the sheer spectacle. Finally, your effigy explodes and fills the night sky with fizzling colors. The crowd coos. The surrounding buildings look distinctly flammable. I hope nothing goes wrong. Fortunately, no stray sparks catch anything alight. Thank the stars. You don't want to be known as the queen who burned down Mirona. I kinda do. The next day, you wait anxiously to hear how the South reacted to your fiery display. Congratulations, Your Majesty. All anyone can talk about is your spectacular pyre. Everyone agrees you honored the ninth god and put on one hell of a show. Excuse my blasphemy. Yeah. Woo! Praise the sun. Praise be upon him, Your Highness. I hope you come down someday for another night of the Seven Pyres. Oh. Yeah. That was a nice party. Too bad I have spent all my money and I'm going to die of money. How do you expect me to take this seriously, you crack-brained simpleton? Shut your daft mouth and give me what I'm owed, you honorless dog. Oh, dang. This is another Battle of the Misters. We had one recently. Let's see. Calm down, both of you. This pimple-headed lackwit expects me to pay him a huge quantity of gold just because his great-great-grandfather beat my great-great-grandfather in a foot race. A debt owed is a debt owed, is it not? I'm just glad they're not talking about my debt. Your Serene Highness, I only recently discovered this debt while combing through my ancestors' journal. Honor dictates that Baron Mr. Daddy Longlegs is liable for their ancestors' debt. By the 9th, this is ludicrous. I demand we put this to a vote. Which one gives me the money? They all sound terrible. But I'm going to put the iron choice on the 2 centuries of interest. If you pick that one, I get my authority. So let's see. Roan pays the debt, cancel the debt. And pays the debt plus 2 centuries of interest. Yeah, of course you'd vote for that. Like how Mrs. Duck voted against her fellow Baron. My husband wants his money. Okay. Fair. But biased. This is nepotism. Great God, 2 centuries of interest? Well, I'll go bankrupt. Authority is commanding. Defiance is enraged. And the coast is down to mutinous. Your great-great-grandfather should have thought of that before he decided to run so slowly. Tell you what, I'll give you a few weeks to sell off the family silver before I expect full payment. Wow. Yeah, all gone. And Mr. Duck is rich. Great, it screwed over both of us in some way. Yeah. Things are looking pretty good. I'm glad authority is skyrocketing. And I'm glad the Grandees are getting something. This is outrageous, Mr. Duck, you little snake. I'll get you back for this. You could take it out on him by murdering Mr. Moosh. That's the popular option. Ooh, we've got a new one. Raven Munecat. Joining the Grandees. Grandee Bascanada. Our plans are going better than expected. The spymaster thinks that all is well in the kingdom, and while the cat's away, the mice shall play. Please don't dishonor me by comparing me to a mouse. Speak plainly or not at all. I apologize, my friend. In plain terms, then, our next step is to replace the Palace Watch with our own agents. We already control the Honor Guard. If we can buy the loyalty of the Watch, we will have complete control of the palace. The next stage of their scheme, Grandees must lower the treasury to 1,500 or less in 2 seasons. Oh. Yeah, that might happen. Yeah, things are still rough. The Patricians are... Well, they actually have a long way to go now. And I don't think they can rebel. I mean, I still don't feel too good. The barons could rebel. Let's see. Let's go have an heir before I lose all my money. Your quest for an heir is finally complete. You stand before the council holding a small child in your arms. Should I die, I ask that my crown be passed down to... The council hall is filled with a nervous silence. Let's see. My son. The assembled nobles break out into polite applause. By designating an heir, you've cemented the stability of the kingdom. Your Majesty, may I be the first to congratulate you on the birth of your son. What is his name? Oh, I love this. Tekla-Jane II. Praise the 9th, Your Majesty. I'm sure little Tekla-Jane II will grow to be a chip off the old block. Congratulations on finding an heir. Now, you just need to fulfill your ambition to win the game. Expect a visit from the Spy Master soon. I was kind of hoping I could name my baby. But, you know. You could team him up with the Pats. Yes, I see you rebelling over there. Let's go see your embarrassing incident. My liege, this time he's gone too far. Too far, I say. What are you blathering on about? Thomas Greensleeves, of course, the leader of the bandits in the march. Did you not hear about what happened to me? I was traveling back to my keep when I was ambushed by Greensleeves and his vile gang. They pointed their bows at me and they took everything I had. Everything! Oh, Mrs. Duck is broke. And to make matters worse, they blindfolded me, sat me backwards on a donkey, and paraded me through the nearest village, singing songs about how I was the ass of an ass. With an ass for a queen. Oh, hold on a second. They brought me into this? Yeah, Your Majesty. They sang a whole verse about how the crown had been mistakenly placed on the head of an ass. They spoke a lot about asses, in case you couldn't tell. By all accounts, Thomas Greensleeves thinks of you as a tyrant. He's going around telling the commoners that the true queen is Yvette of the Barons. We must hunt down this traitor, but first he spread my wealth around the local peasantry. I demand that we take it back by force. Let's see. I could compensate. I won't be doing that. So, no, you can't have my money. My money. So let's see. Send soldiers. Lots of bad stuff. Or we could raise the defiance of the barons. It's already pretty high. Yeah. Seems reasonable. Yep, that's looking pretty unanimous. You send a battalion of the March's hardiest veterans experienced in fighting on foreign fields. If they can't reclaim Baroness Mrs. Duck's stolen wealth, who can? But it turns out that the foreign warfare tactics don't translate well to domestic crime. You receive word that the battalion put an entire village to torch and massacred dozens of peasants. I don't know how many villages you have, but there can't be many left. Marcher common folk now view you as a murderous tyrant, I mean more so, and Greensleeves' bandit group swells with new recruits. Stability is down, trade is down. Meanwhile, sifting through the ashes of 100 hovels, your soldiers recover the vast majority A Baroness Mrs. Duck's stolen wealth. Yeah, that's it in its entirety. Huzzah! I'm so glad I didn't have to learn a lesson from this. Your Majesty, my spies stand at the ready to track down this green sleeves troublemaker. Just say the word. The word. Witty as ever, Your Majesty. We'll have him within a fortnight. So there's this debt collection event. Honestly, I thought that's what I had last season. Greetings, Your Majesty. I'm here on behalf of Salvintangal to collect what is owed. Oh, you. You owe us a grand total of 3,750 gold. Can I extend the terms of my loan? We will be ready to grant you another year at the same rate in exchange for 20% down payment of 750 gold. Yeah, sounds good. We will be back in 1 year for the rest. Yeah. No problem. See, nobody holds the royalty accountable. Somewhere in the march, Mr. Daddy Longlegs sits at a banquet, gnawing on a greasy chicken leg. They and their fellow plotters discuss their scheme between mouthfuls. The kingdom's not exactly peaceful, but there's still no way we can stage the abduction of the queen without being noticed. We need chaos! Alright. The Baron's aim is to lower stability to 4 or less. Well, that was to the point. Alright, funding things. Lower stabilities, raise, I don't know, treasury's already pretty low. Yeah. Have fun. Would you look at that? B is leading. Somebody's voting for the prison. Who is leading these? Can I see? Okay, yeah. Never mind. I have to look at chat. That makes sense. Mr. Duck is buying everything because he's rich. Mr. Moosh, also rich, also spending a ridiculous amount of money. Wow. Got 10 seconds. Somebody can maybe steal the second one? Maybe don't give the Patricians everything they want? Nope. Little too slow. You can get the Poorest Noble Award. Yeah. Let's see. Yep, we've got a theater, authority down, stability down. Everyone's on the verge of rebellion again. Need to get stability up. I need to get money up. Let's see. About my ambition. At the start of your reign, you said you wanted to be a conqueror. So far, you've not convinced anyone. The kingdom's army is mediocre at best, Your Majesty. You won't be doing any conquering anytime soon. Your current ambition isn't working out. If you want to stop the nobles from overthrowing you, you need to pivot. Change your image. My advice would be to infiltrate each region with loyal spies, defeat their schemes with schemes of our own. But your other advisors have other ideas.
Your Majesty, if you help us spread the zeal of the ninth god, the church will lend our full support. With the backing of the church, the nobles wouldn't dare move against you. I'm so old.
The common folk are a sleeping giant that even the nobles are afraid to wake. If you become beloved by the peasants, the nobles won't dare overthrow you for fear of revolution. Don't listen to the rest of these fools. Have you heard of the Scepter of Sages? It's a lost artifact forged by Queen Alma the Wise. There's a legend that any queen who recovers it will rule over a golden age. Stability in trade. Authority and faith. That one actually sounds pretty good. Stability in farming. Or faith and trade. Yeah, let's get the Scepter of Sages. A wise decision, Your Majesty. I'll be sending out adventurers to track down the scepter's location. But adventurers aren't cheap. Your priority is to raise the kingdom's overall faith and trade as much as you can. And of course, there can't be an open rebellion among the nobles. Let's see. And just to play fair, if you did want to rebel, you do that by typing !rebel. Let's see, rumors of bribery. I'm curious. Your Majesty, I've heard some disconcerting whispers about the Grandee Bascanata of the South. He has been discreetly offering coin to your palace watch. Just gifts, he said. Gifts of enough gold to retire with. What's he playing at? Palace Watch have been grumbling about their low wages recently. If we don't give them a raise, these bribes will look very appealing. Unfortunately, we can't give them anything with the treasury as low as it is. We need to bring this matter to the council, Your Majesty. Very well. Assemble them at once. We could team up and defeat the Queen? Says Mrs. Duck. I suppose she means patricians and barons. Yeah, you'd have a shot. Not really sure what military levels we want before rebelling. By the 9th, you don't have a shred of proof of any of this. Don't make me laugh. I trust it and the rest of council will join me in scorning these lies. Let's see. I do like money. Reverse voting. So nobles must vote for their least favorite option, and the option with the least votes will pass. So let's see. Emergency measure to boost the treasury, gives me money, lowers stability and authority, baseless allegations, or sack the current watch and rehire everyone from scratch. So far, people are voting for baseless allegations as their least favorite, so one of the other two is going to happen. It looks like A is going to happen currently. Okay. Hang on. I see Raven trying to vote, so I'm going to wait. If you want to vote for B, or option number 2, you want to vote B. There you go. I mean, like, I reversed it, so the vote didn't matter, but you know how to vote now. You order the mint to produce more coins. The sudden rise in inflation causes food prices to rise enough to leave thousands starving. Stability is unstable, authority is dubious, but I got money. Most of the extra cash goes straight to the Palace Watch. Hopefully, this will buy their loyalty. Alright, I think there's one more place. The net closes. Your Majesty, my spies have uncovered the location of Thomas Greensleeve's hideout. We must strike quickly before he moves on. This is it, our chance to finally bring an end to the bandit problem. Send soldiers, or maybe we should just leave the bandits alone. I refuse to leave bandits alone. I mean, there's no choice. But, yeah. Let's agree that we should all murder Robin Hood. I mean, Greensleeves. You know, Mr. Moosh hasn't been murdered for a while. Just saying. Thomas Greensleeves and his bandits are hiding out in the grove in the deep Marcher woods, swinging down from tree houses and picking blackberries for breakfast. Sounds idyllic, or it was until your army got there. In the ensuing battle, the trees topple, the tree houses burn. Greensleeves fights like a tiger, killing soldiers like a farmer takes wheat. Finally, he and his bandits carve a way through their attackers and escape into the woods. Perhaps half of Greensleeves' men were killed in battle, not nearly enough. It makes you look like a fool. How could you have let their leader get away? Make matters worse, you never find Greensleeves' hideout again. After the shock of battle, he's far more cautious and far slower to extend his trust. Men's loyalty is as unshakable as ever. Always a step ahead of the law, Greensleeves and his gang continue to plague Marcher roads for years to come, redistributing wealth one wagon at a time. Naturally, the barons blame you for letting him get away with his antics, but the common folk have a hero they can sing about for centuries to come. Yeah? Woo! Man, times are tough at the marches. Meanwhile, in the south, Grandee Bascanata has invited his closest associates to his manor house for some wine and cheese and treason. Some of our bribes have been accepted, but not enough. The Queen is paying the Palace Watch well enough that their loyalties aren't easily swayed. So, we have some of the watch in our pockets. Isn't that enough? No, not yet. We can't make a move until we're sure we won't be discovered. The Grandees' stat goal is to lower the treasury to 1,500 or less. The kingdom's on the brink of chaos. It's perfect. We have to strike. What do you intend us to do? Swoop in and kidnap the Queen? Full view of her honor... excuse me. In full view of her honor guard in the Palace Watch? No, of course not. We need to use the chaos to our advantage. We have two options. Lure the Queen to the march and abduct her there. By raising defiance, which is already 9. Manufacture a food crisis, lower farming, which is 3. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how many barons there are. 2? Yeah. It's unanimous. We need to convince the Queen that the march is on the verge of rebellion. In the current climate, she'll be forced to make a diplomatic visit to smooth things over. That's when we strike. One queen enters the peace tent, and another queen leaves. The final stage of the scheme, barons must raise their defiance to at least 10, but without starting a rebellion. Alright, little bribery for you, and a little cruel tax for everybody else. Just cruel tax us. I mean, I do like money. I also don't like being doppelganged. Alright. I'm getting me this Scepter of Sages. Swapping the queen for a lookalike is probably better for the kingdom than toppling it. Yeah, it's true. Your Majesty, I have the most exciting news. Our hired adventurers have discovered an ancient manuscript hidden deep beneath the mountains. It speaks of the Scepter of Sages. It was written by Queen Alma herself. Worried about what would happen to the kingdom after she died, she hid the Scepter of Sages so her enemies couldn't find it. Good work. It's in the War in the Caves in the Black-Wheeled Forest, Your Majesty, near the capital. It's been under our noses the whole time. I've taken the liberty of sending out more adventurers. They'll clear the area and get inside. We're close. I can feel it. I do hope so, Your Majesty. This is almost bracing. I don't usually get to do this sort of thing. I'm usually stuck in my office all day.